What up, guys? It's Damien again, back with a little overview of what you need to do to submit the December Industry Immersion Series activity and hopefully do it on time. If you submit before the end of the month, so December 31st, you'll be eligible to earn one of 20 $500 microgrants just for researching careers in agriculture. It's pretty sweet. Now, if you're watching this after the fact, you can still submit. You just won't be eligible for one of those microgrants. There's still incentive for you to do that. There's different prizes that you can be eligible to earn at the end of the school year if you do all the activities, regardless of when you do them. But if you want one of the December specific microgrants, you got to submit in December. If you've been here before, this one's same, but different. This one's actually pretty similar to the October activity. If you haven't been here before, hello, I'm excited to have you here. Here's what you need to do to submit this activity. So everything up here is just kind of some background information. What you really need to focus on is this part here, the challenge details. This is going to give you more detail about the rubric if you click into that. But really what you're doing here are following these steps. Research careers across agriculture and agri-food. It's a massive industry, massive number of opportunities, massive number of roles that need filling from young people like you that most people just don't know about. Most people default to thinking about farmer when they think about agriculture. And yeah, that's a part of the equation, but there's so many more opportunities. That's what you're going to learn about here. So you're going to start by picking one specific career that you want to learn a bit more about. That's step one. Where you're going to learn about all this stuff is right here. All these resources that we've collected for you. Nice, bright, colorful, can't really miss them. They're going to be collected from Think Ag, which is the group that is part of Agriculture in the Classroom Canada that we're partnering with. And there's other different things you can check out here. You're not limited to just this information, but we wanted to make it easy for you to find relevant, accurate stuff. What is important, and you'll see this throughout, you'll see in the rubric, is wherever you get your information from, just make sure to source it. Right? That's just a good skill to have, especially in today's world. There's a lot of information floating out there. You need to think critically about what is legitimate and accurate, what's not. If you stick to the stuff that's on here, that's going to be a good source of information for you, but you're not limited to it. So the first thing that I would recommend you do is start here, the Career Explorer. This is the Think Ag portal that has a whole bunch of careers that exist within the agriculture and agri-food economy. Scroll through here. Be surprised about careers you didn't know existed, right? Or ones that you didn't think might play a role within this industry. You're going to pick one and then you're going to research it. That's step one. You're going to research a specific role, understand what somebody does on a day-to-day, what's required of them, where they work, all that kind of fun stuff, right? So I give some examples, but just communicate what does somebody in this role actually do for work. Then I want you to talk about what kind of skills are required to work in that field. If you find all that information on that one page we just looked at, great. If you need to go to another source to figure out this information, great. Just shouldn't take too long, but you might need to go to more than one website. In fact, I would encourage you to do that. According to the rubric, I want you to look at a couple different sources. Learn about the skills that are required. And again, don't just name them. Don't just say, oh, communication, oh, problem solving, right? Now that you've done the research, how does somebody in this specific role use problem solving as a skill, as an example, in their day-to-day, all right? If you want to work in that specific field and in that specific role, what kind of training or education is required to work there? Are there red seals available? Do you need to go to a specific college? Do you need to go to university? Can you go straight from high school? Talk about that. And again, be specific instead of just saying college. List some actual programs at some actual schools where you live. Right? Then let's talk about innovation and sustainability. There's some really cool stuff happening across this industry right now. Agriculture is surprisingly modern if you didn't think much about it beforehand. So just do a little bit of research, try to figure out what's some cool stuff that's happening in the space right now that maybe you didn't know about before. And again, be specific. And that could be related to new cool things happening on the innovation side of things, or how as an industry they're trying to be more sustainable. It's up to you. You don't have to do both, but you can. Okay, and then talk about where the jobs are. Are they growing? Is this industry in demand? Why are there so many jobs, right? Is it because people are aging out and retiring? Is it because the industry is growing? Are there more jobs in one province or the other? Do that kind of research. It's a good habit to get into when you're thinking about any kind of future possibility for yourself. And then you're going to put all this into a video. So I don't want you to write an essay, okay? I want you to actually use your creativity and create something engaging out of all the research that you just did in steps 1 through 5. How you create that video is up to you. Just make sure you include all the information that we just talked about in steps 1 through 5, that you try to keep it to around 90 seconds or less. And again, use the rubric for some helpful guardrails. How you put that video together, again, completely up to you. TikTok style, documentary style, talking head style like this. You do you. My advice though is just make it something that you would actually enjoy watching. Again, we can only pick 20 students who are able to earn the microgrant each month. So think about what can you do to make your video stand out and be engaging, but also hit all the check marks that we need from those different steps, right? So as long as you bring your authentic, creative, innovative self to this, I'm sure it'll be great. And I'm excited to see what you come up with. Thanks, guys.